Hey folks, the first introduction to this Mr. Heater video did not take, so I'm having to refilm the first part, and looks like it's finally recording this time, hopefully. But years ago, I saw these propane heaters at various places, and I thought they were fascinating, and I thought to myself, I don't like power outages, and I got all kinds of things for power outages, like, well, my Makita flashlight, battery powered fans, and years ago I thought, well, it would be useful to maybe have one of those propane heaters too, and my stepdad told me, oh, you're just wasting your money. I mean, your power doesn't go out that very often. And I said, well, I mean, I don't like to be cold, and I need me an auxiliary supply for if my, power does go out. I mean, a propane heater, mainly for auxiliary purposes, even though it's been used like, very little. And on a different note, we celebrated an early Thanksgiving at my sister's house in Alpharetta, Georgia. And her boyfriend, have these big old heaters on their porch, big propane heaters. And of course, I didn't sit outside. I thought, well, too damn cold. I ate my dinner inside. I didn't want to be cold, but, after a while, I mean, I finally went outside and walked up to them, big propane heaters, and I was like impressed. Those things put out some mighty heat, and I thought to myself, gosh, I could use one of them heaters for porch sitting on my porch, put it on my porch, so I could actually porch sit in cold weather. Then I thought, I don't want to spend the extra money on a big, heater like that, which is around maybe $170. And I thought to myself, maybe I could, put to use, my portable buddy heater that I bought from Tractor Supply back in 2008, which I'm going to demonstrate here in a minute. But what I'm going to show you on Amazon right now is a heater similar to what Jenica and her boyfriend own, which is like, quite impressive. Of course, I didn't want to spend the extra dough and all that stuff, and then I'm going to go ahead and demonstrate my buddy heater as well. Maybe use that for porch sitting purposes. Similar to this heater that's pulled up on my Amazon right now, and one of those big old kind of like umbrella type heaters, and it's a Mr. Heater brand. Hold on a minute. That Makita flashlight comes in handy for, well, better footage. And so of course it's well caked with dust. It's been, of course, hanging in my utility room and all that stuff. And So I'm going to go ahead and clean this thing up. I'm going to dust it off, and got my Makita blower right there, and that's going to be used to blow out my heater, and going to take it out on my porch here in a minute and blow it out real good and all that stuff. And I just googled a heater, similar to this, what Tractor Supply sells, which is very similar to this one here. And I think, it says it's capable of putting out 18,000 BTUs. And I mean, last I ran it, it does seem to put out pretty good heat. And let me go ahead and set this up and show you the model number if you want to read about it. I think that's the model number right there. You can pause the camera if you want. There's the small propane cylinder that's going to fit right underneath there. It's been sitting around for a while. This heater has, and the cylinders have too, so wish me luck with, giving this thing a sample run. Okay, here's the heater all cleaned up. Got it sitting on my table, and might make it easier for a demonstration. And here's the knob. Okay, there's the off mode, pilot, low, and high. So it's capable of producing, I think, at low heat around 4,000 BTU, and I think the high heat might be around 18,000 BTU. So I'm gonna, surf for directions on starting this thing since it's been so long. But be back in a minute. And this red switch is used to ignite the pilot. So now we'll go ahead and try to ignite this. I think it says hold for 30 seconds. Yeah. Pilot is finally lit. Now we'll see if it that's a low heat. It's definitely starting to heat up and starting to glow red hot. Feels the heat off of it already. And now we'll go ahead and turn it up all the way to high. Yeah. Go ahead and turn out my light here. Makes for the perfect glowing footage now. It took some effort to, get this thing ignited possibly because it's been sitting for so long, but it's to its former glory now. We'll just let that heat up for a minute. I'm standing back about, I guess, 6 feet from this heater, so I'm practicing the 6-foot social distancing rule for my heater. Not, but can feel, you know, the heat coming from this way, and can definitely feel the heat when I put my hand there. Whoa, that's hot. Can, you know, feel it out to the side too, but more so, you know, from the very top here. But I mean, it's not a bad heater at all, and go ahead and maybe give this thing a whirl as a porch sitting heater one day when I'm wanting to porch sit and it's so cold outside, and who knows, it might work, you know. That way, I mean, that's, I guess, $80, $100, whatever I spent on this heater back in 2008. It doesn't go to total waste after all. Yes.